All right, good morning, good morning. Looks like our overnight action was pretty boring. We did have a very big sell-off at the end of the day yesterday. What a sell-off indeed. Fix my music here, it's too loud. There we go. Yeah, we had a pretty steady downtrend channel yesterday. For the morning session while I was here. There were some decent opportunities in there for me. And then basically after I left, the market did reverse and trended up pretty, okay, I guess, for the rest of the day. And then we pretty much sold straight off right after market close. Took back the whole move and retested the lows, and then overnight we actually did dabble underneath the lows of yesterday and just kind of put in a little bit of a messy range. This morning we're testing even below that. So interesting on the daily chart. I mean, technically we have the two-legged pullback forming that we were originally watching for. Now, this is slightly off compared to, perfect, because we've kind of created a gap through here. So, in all honesty, I could see, support showing up somewhere in the highs here, right? This market has all this room now to come back and check a floor. Generally, the perfect AAA setup, it barely checks above and we kind of fail at liquidity and come right back down in. So you don't really have that floor, but we kind of do have a floor right now. No, that's not to say that it won't still go. I don't know. I just know that as far as the pattern goes, yesterday wasn't a horrible day. It wasn't the greatest, but it closed very close to where it opened. We do have a little bit of checking happening this morning lower, but maybe we get a downward push today and check some of these tops. But I don't know if I'm really believing in the two-leg pullback on the daily for this instance. For now. Now, if we can close the candle way back low, and clearly show that we're not holding the tops, then maybe. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm kind of expecting slight hesitation. Was a pretty bullish move after we, accumulated down here quite a while. We have a big gap down this morning, like a very large gap down. We do have news at 11 as well. We could see a little bit of chop and some stagnant moves until news comes out. So we got to be careful with that. Yeah, basically we're at the top of the areas from 2 days ago. Yep. So, I mean, yesterday when we kind of anticipated this push down to take back this move, it didn't, and it made a new top and then it did it. So we did come all the way back down through this. It just took a little bit more than expected. Yeah, we'll see how the open goes here. Like I said, we have like a 60 or 70 point gap down, but we do have news at 11. So we'll see what we get. Hey, good morning, man. How was your afternoon yesterday? Here comes the second leg up, the next test. We had a 2-leg pullback this morning that happened at around 9:30 for me. It was beautiful. Hasn't made a second leg yet, but this could be the next leg. Check above that mess. Oh, well, that's the way she goes. Wasn't negative though. Got trading experience without going negative. That's a good thing, right? I think you were +2 when I left, right? Pretty sure. I didn't end up taking any trades in the afternoon. I just replay traded. And to be honest, I didn't do much of that. I went back through all of the spreadsheet I was showing you. I went back through all of those trades and looked at them on the chart and cleaned up a little bit of what I saw happening to try to eliminate a little bit more decision making again in the strategies. So it was a productive afternoon. Yeah, I gave it back, yeah. It was a weird afternoon. It was I remember looking at it a few times. It did trend all the way back up, made a new high, and then sold off after close, but haven't really gotten below or above this. We've checked above once, still never really checked below anything, kind of holding. And we have news at 11 this morning, so we could get kind of choppy price action until that comes out. Oh, there's our push below. So 5-minute 2-leg pullback now fired and broke it down. See if we close below. Didn't close below. Oh, and some at 10:45. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Good call. Jobless claims at 9:30 were a little bit lower than expected, which is good, I guess. Ooh, didn't close below and went right back to the other side. A little bit of a W reversal happening here. Potentially. Oh. Sorry about that, dude. Yes, thank you for letting me know. Let's take this. Is that better? Test. I'm a scuffed streamer. I think it's better. I turned a bunch of the volume stuff down for the music. Nice. All right, cool. So we've checked above and below now, this kind of like nasty accumulation area. Do we continue? We can hold that retest and continue. We may get a push back up. It did hold the retest, made another local high. We have kind of quite a bit of overnight gunk here. Nasty range to, we're gonna start to repair some of that fall from yesterday. We're gonna have to get up through it, get a nice close above the 40s. Potential W bottom happening on the 5-minute. We're definitely pushing. After PayPal's 25% dump yesterday, it did nothing. It actually went straight sideways all day yesterday, post market, and then pre-market again, where like dead flat, no recovery, no bounce, no nothing. Ooh, that was a quick market smash there. Is that what happened? Trying to find some news on it. Damn. Yeah, illegitimate account issues. We're kind of one-timing right back down here off this pop. No follow through yet. It's checking the perfect spot if it was going to find buyers underneath this little 1 minute swing here. But the approach is pretty strong. Yeah, I was just reading some stuff about it. Pretty much nothing good, that's for sure. Bad outlooks, bad earnings. There was an outage yesterday. New 52-week lows. I've had a box drawn on the gap of where its current price is from 128 to 138. There's a big gap that was never filled, never checked, nothing. And that's literally where we gapped down into yesterday. Curious to see if we end up getting some sort of relief rally after this settles. It's crazy that not even a year ago it was trading at over $300. This is a clean push down. This is the old one-time push. No candles making higher highs. Consistently making lower lows and lower highs after a potential W, which is this is seems like a trap to me for a new low. Oh, there's a candle that made a new high. First one. Came all the way back down, checking the lows where we got bought up before. Should have found buyers though. Should have been some demand higher. You'd think. A new low would not surprise me at all. Long 1250. Did you get your 1450 on that pop? Oh, it stopped one tick. A little bit of a hesitation here. Can we regain our 1425 level? It was a good spot for a long scalp. See if there was some similar buyers here to try again. The pressure approaching is scary. Never did regain that 14.25. See if we get our new low here. Found little buyers again. Ooh. A micro W here. Right off the low a day swing. Still holding. We got really close to the low. Do we get some follow through off this and we go up a little bit more? Maybe stay Consolidating to 11. If it holds this low, we could get and like successfully gets back up above 1550. We could see a little bit of a push back up. This is deceiving price action at this location. It's either it's going to be a really cheap long, a great long entry, or it's just a trap to trap some longs for that, you know, fuel for the next push down. But it is happening right off low a day, which did boost a high, you know, 20 minutes ago. So maybe. There's your target. Should have been 1150. Also, you would have got your 1350 type thing before it dropped. Quick push back down again. Minute and a half left on this 15-minute candle, or 5-minute candle, sorry. Eight minutes till news. Feels like this is just another trap. This push down all the way to the lows, puts in a W with the low. Bait in some longs. We get our new low here. Testing low to the tick. It is moving quite fast. Five-minute candle closed horrible. Should get a new low here. 45.05 is like holding strong. It's gonna go through, right? Should go through. They just keep adding here. There's a lot of contracts being traded right here. Man, I can't believe 45.05 has held this long. Wow, it just kept adding to it. Quick bounce. Couldn't break it, man. Like the orders were just piling in at that level. Do we try again? Or did sellers back right off? Man, we're pumping a little. Still think that we get a low a day test. That'd be crazy to hold low a day to the tick after that down push like that. But I mean, sheesh. Maybe. .4 minutes to 11. 3 minutes? My bad. Quick math. Man, we've had a brutal winter storm every Friday or Saturday for like the last 4 weeks in a row. And guess what? There's another one coming this Friday. I can't believe that it's happened on Friday or Saturday, one of the 2 days each week. Like, it's wild. Supposed to get another foot of snow and a bunch of freezing rain after again. As if it wasn't nasty enough outside. The amount of buying that we've seen down here at this level, that it's stalled for this long, is interesting. I wonder if we see a sweep of the lows and then a reversal opportunity. Yeah, man, this is my second winter living here because I moved across the country in 2020. And yeah, I live very, very close to the ocean now, and it's surprising how the winter is here. It's not super cold though. Usually it's not super cold compared to other parts of Canada anyway. Looks like it wants to test it, man. There's the 11 o'clock news. Let's see if we get a dip. A little dippy poo underneath. Yep, I did. I mean, I was in Alberta, so it was kind of, I was kind of, you know, one province in from that side, from the west side. So it was quite deserty and like foothills and prairie land and stuff like that. And I moved all the way to Nova Scotia, so I live like, yeah, right on the Atlantic Ocean now. Right in her. This is going to be the dip. The 11 o'clock news came out. It is slightly red. Let's see what that means to people. See what participants think. Still holding this low. The amount of time that we spent down here really encourages me to be interested in a sweep of the lows and then a reversal though. Didn't just come straight down. Was clearly stronger sellers up here. We didn't spend any time up here. We checked up, pushed right back down. But we got both players down here for quite a while now. Still no sweep at the lows. Nice, nice. Oh. Algos are changing. We might not get our sweep of the lows. I don't really like that it would check that way and then come back to the lows. It wouldn't have the same effect for me. Ideally, we accumulated down here, swept the lows, closed up nice, and then my target would have been above that swing for a potential reversal. Moving up there first and then coming back down, kind of not really the same picture for me. Yeah. Yeah. Still struggling down here though. That little pop never really achieved anything. We checked above that little swing point and we're right back down in the shit again. It's our volume for A period. 200,000 contracts, so pretty good. Pretty standard. If this holds low a day to the tick and recovers and comes all the way back up and gets back up above, man, that would be pretty wild. That doesn't happen very often. It almost always breaks before it like returns back up. Would be pretty wild. I really have to go pee, but after yesterday, I'm like nervous. I don't think that there should be a trade setup that I would trade here, though. I wouldn't take a fake out here. There's no two-leg pullback gonna form here yet. I'll be right back. All right. Nice, we made another push up. I mean, we're recovering. It's kind of a funky situation. The fact that we didn't take out the lows, we're coming back up. If we get stuck somewhere up in here and then come back down in again, We got a pretty range bound potential day forming right now. We're trying to retake the moving averages. Short 18. Nice. I got my sim hit 16. You might have got filled. We have a very large gap down and not really any follow through price action yet. Very rangy. You should have got filled there now, no matter what. Didn't get filled on the first hit, yeah. It's a pretty strong push back down. That's a big bear bar. We got 1 minute left. Closing this 5-minute candle potentially very poorly. We're back down under the moving average, back down testing these lows again. Wow, what a pop back up. 5-minute candle did not close like it looked a second ago at all. Not a clean morning so far for me. It is volatile. It's been it's kind of stuck. Like it's definitely very rangy for me. Hey, good morning, man. Yeah, volume's good. We were at 200,000 contracts in a period, so higher than any of the half-an-hour periods yesterday and equal to the one the day before. How's your trading been the last week, man? Yeah, not really any opportunities for me in this price action. I was really kind of this really was looking pretty good for a sweep of the low reversal, but never formed. And now we're kind of stuck in this range. I would definitely be quite tempted to play a sweep of the lows or the high a day for reversal if it gave me the right setup to play like a range fade, but kind of stuck sitting on my hands right now. There's definitely nothing for me. Yep, I hear you, man. I hear you. It is very difficult. I finished 2 months of replay trading. I did all of October and all of November. And it really opened my eyes, which was great. In a good way and a bad way, I guess. I mean, no, there was no bad ways. It showed me some inconsistencies, which was really good, which I knew there was. I just didn't really have enough of a sample size to properly make an adjustment. And I'm getting there now because I just robotically did the system while I've been replay trading to get like a true sample size. And yeah, it is nice and profitable, but it could be a lot more profitable if I adjusted how I take profits. So that was big. Was the inconsistencies for me was the profit taking. I could have a 2-to-1 trade come all the way back and turn into a loser or turn into a break-even trade, because, and I knew it was wrong. Like, it felt so wrong to allow that to happen, but I let it happen because that's the way the strategy was designed at that current time. It was basically the situations where the market started to aggressively reverse on me. So if I was in a trend extension trade, like the 2-leg pullback trade I like, and I take it at, you know, a 2.5 or a 3, depending on the condition, with a resting target, or I trail the stop over for a 2-legged move. But let's say the market spikes in my direction, doesn't hit my target, and then also doesn't make a second leg down, and just I get caught into a V reversal against the position. It never gives me a candle to eliminate risk to, and it never gives me a target either. So that would fully go against me and turn, like, you know, almost a 2-to-1 or even slightly above 2-to-1 risk to reward trade into a break-even trade or into a losing trade, which is silly, really. So I made a couple adjustments to correct that. Now, after I've made these couple adjustments, it was all profit taking adjustments. I didn't make any adjustments to the actual rules or strategy, just the profit taking methods and how I manage the trade once it's on, because that was a big part of my inconsistency. It was funny, like, the strategy killed it in October, and then when I got into November, I took, like, I don't know, 7 losses in a row, I think. 7 or 8 losses in a row. It was a lot. And I was like, man, did my strategy only work for like one period of time? And you know, it was just drawdown. Like, it happened, and market conditions obviously were slightly different, but as the month progressed, it came back out of it and averaged out good. But there was a big drawdown phase in there, that's for sure. Which I guess does happen in all strategies. You just... Oh, somebody's at my door, boys. I'll be right back. One sec. Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, so what I ended up adjusting was if the trade gets to 2-1, or basically to 2-1, there's two things that I make the adjustment for. Let's say that so I trade off of like the 1 minute execution chart. If the 5 minute chart bumps into a liquidity spot or like a stop out zone, so like if I was short here and it checked below this low, I know that's like an influx area of where orders are going to be. I force myself to just take the target at that location rather than trying to hold further, because I noticed a lot of the times that I got caught in the V recovery was because the market had dipped into that type of level and then instantly starts to come back the other way. The other method that I hit was I trail the stop under or over the 1 minute candles after my trade gets to a certain amount of risk so that it can't turn into a losing trade. The other thing was if the trade extension candle does not close below the extension, I have to move the stop to break even to prevent a reversal from that point. That was a big one. I always will trail the stop over the swings or under the swing that it makes any 1 minute candle that goes above or below the previous one. But it was that V reversal situation. It was like I take a trend, it pushes a trend extension trade, it pushes in my favor, and then all of a sudden it hits a burst of orders and it comes flying back against me aggressively. And the way that the strategy was designed, there was nothing to prevent that from happening. And then the other one was nice. We did get a sweep of the high now after holding. Can't believe that held to the tick, man. That's nuts. The other one was on my reversal trade. I found that there was instances where I would be up, 2-1. There was an instance where I was even up like 3-1. And because I get greedy with the reversal trades and I always try to force two legs, because that was how I designed it, it would cause the same thing. If I get into a V situation where the market just moves, there's no pullbacks for me to use, it would cause a big winning trade to turn right back into a losing trade or a break-even trade. Did it go lower on the micro chart? Did it go below or stay above? It held to the tick on the minis, or on this sim anyway. One or two ticks stayed higher. Okay. That was a good inside reversal bait with no trigger, just below the lows. That would have baited in some shorts for sure. Now we got our pop above the high. Definitely pulling back off that high. So there's some divergence then. Yep. Definitely could be. It was pretty range-ish morning. I was if it would have given me a like the breakout candle gave me like a rejection candle, I could have shorted from it, but and it may still on the 5-minute chart be big risk though on the 5-minute chart, like 10 points depending on how it closed. But yeah, no sweep of the low entry. Definitely some profit taking or sellers still strong up here. Yeah, it's a great spot to get short. No pattern for me, but there is definitely selling pressure up there. Makes sense to have selling pressure up there on the context of the day we've had so far. Got a couple candles now with lower highs and lower lows. Five-minute candle closed really nice as a failed breakout candle. See if it triggers the entry. One tick below 21.25. It's going up before it triggered a one tick order, which is interesting. Still early on in the 5-minute candle though, so where's your target? What would you be looking for a target on a move like that? Oh, you had a stopper. I see. What was your stop reasoning for here and not the swing high? Just curious. Or on a tick chart, is there a different little swing high in here? There could be. I really don't like that it didn't test at least one tick below before we got buys. That's strange. What a gorgeous failed breakout candle, but no follow through. There should be follow through instantly on a failed breakout. Instantly. A good failed breakout should go the opposite direction, like right away. There should be so many trap traders that it's like it goes quickly in your favor. That's kind of the whole idea behind the trade. And the fact that it didn't even trigger the trade for my setup before coming back and already coming back to almost to the highs is difficult. It leads me to believe I'm incorrect. Oh, I see. I got you. No, you are absolutely. I get what you're saying. So same principle then. It's going to start to go in your favor like right away. For the failed breakout, it should go. Shouldn't be slowly crawling back up. That makes sense. So same thing that I was just referencing basically. Like the entry should pretty much go. Let's see which direction it chooses here. We got some inside action. Do we go below the 24 or do we get back up above 29 and a quarter? That's fair. Generally, the short side trades are quicker, so that makes sense. Or at least in my experience, usually the shorts, like when it sells off, it usually is quick, but it's very often that a slow grind up can happen, more so than a slow grind down. There's our new high. We close above. It's trying. It closed at. So anyone's guess. Not a bad approach candle though. Definitely okay for now. Not actionable by me. Big engulf candle follow up. Big engulf candle follow up. Jeez. Yeah, fear's a faster response. Yep. Big engulf candle. Breakout candle though is, you know, not the worst. 5-minute candle looks really bad. Only 2 minutes in though. Maybe we get our nice big pullback finally. Nice. We got a little bit of a follow through candle off of the engulf, so see if it chunks down. If it can break below these 21 lows. This move, there wasn't any candles that made a lower low all the way up. So if I was guessing as far as liquidity goes, it would be here. Right underneath these last two candles. So for me, if this 1 minute candle was the rejection candle on the attempt to break out and I went short, my target would be that box. First target anyway. The one-time push up had some strength. It also failed the breakout once. Cheeky, try a second time. The 5 minute candle looks very poor right now. So if it continued down, this is where I would expect some people to be buying. Uh, 9 points off the short from 4525. Oh, from this pop here. Yeah, nice. Beauty. Right into that overnight like underside congestion. It's kind of what I was looking at too. There was no setups for me in this, but as far as like thinking about the price action, really to get long, I was looking for either a sweep of the lows or we were going to have to climb back up above some of these swing highs up here. The daily chart's super interesting to me right now because it was very close to setting up, I mean, the two-legged pullback strategy that I use on the small time frame. Like this really is perfect price action, first attempt. If this would have failed somewhere like right here, that would have been like a AAA two-leg pullback setup, but it didn't. It held above for a couple days. And our rejection candle we got was so small. It wasn't even really a rejection candle. This would have been a trigger under yesterday's low. Today, like, but we've climbed so far past these highs here that visually now we have a potential floor for like a support level for this to come back down onto. Whereas if we would have failed here and came back down in, it's a lot different presentation wise. So. Yeah, exactly. I can't take a reversal unless it takes out a swing point. That's like step one of my reversal strategy. Like condition number one, did you take out a previous swing high or swing low? It's got to. In my past experience, it's like if it doesn't, then I'm gonna get in and then it's gonna sweep me out. Then it'll come hit the stops. Unless you're playing for a higher low. Well, we still never made it to the box yet. Not yet. We did slightly go underneath the 5-minute rejection candle. No follow through really though. Again, like Not yet, anyway. This little sort of swing here, yeah. I feel it. It wants it. It wants to come right here. 20 to 18. Yeah, there should be some follow through. It's weird there's no follow through off of something like that, so yeah, agreed. We're just kind of like hesitating here. Didn't take out your 30 swing yet though, or 31 swing. It's trying to hold a higher low. I mean, it's even more bullish than I thought if it doesn't even check this box, man. All right, took it out now. Held a higher low. See if we take out the high. Break back into yesterday's price action. To the cash session this morning, we haven't actually dabbled into yesterday's zone yet. So our purple line is yesterday's low point. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I would expect a new high. We have a small parallel channel, kind of, up here. Not really parallel. It's not good price action for me. What's our volume like for B period? B period closed like 100, like a $1.50. Still pretty good. Still pretty standard. Seems like there's both parties involved up here at this location. Check a little bit underneath. Do we hold these previous swings? Kind of greasy. Well, that was the first candle to actually pull back that made a low off this whole move. Maybe this was our first attempt. We're gonna check below it for a two-leg move. See if our potential wedge line holds here. Checking underneath the previous swing, so now we have two-leg move down. Do we come to the box? Do we eventually come to the box? Hey, we did it. There's the liquidity bounce that we fully expected from the bounce, but is it enough to actually hold the market up? I don't know. First touch of the liquidity looks good for at least a scalp so far. See if it goes back down through it or if we hold. All right, man. Have a good day, dude. Enjoy your breakfast. It's not the greatest trading conditions for show. We got a bounce from the liquidity box, but I don't know if it's gonna hold. Doesn't have the greatest follow through so far. We're back in the box. We're through the box. Let's see if we sweep the lows and try again. It's right underneath. It's like the perfect spot. If this is where, if it was gonna stay long, that was where, you know, I suspected to happen from. We'll see. It's like the perfect shakeout spot. Didn't happen off the first test though. Second test. We didn't close below. Not the greatest candle formation though, although this follow-up is going above so far. Early on in the candle though. It's a pretty big 5-minute candle. Broke down out of our wedge. The wedge didn't really achieve anything for information for us. I mean, if we don't hold here, if this isn't where the market ends up holding from, I suspect a much lower test again. No real trade opportunities though, for how, like, even though we are holding our, you know, the box location, I don't really have a trade entry here. There was no proper reversal entry for me. Five-minute chart's doing a two-leg pullback to the moving average right to that small liquidity pocket. I mean, it's a good spot. But there's no 1 minute pattern for me to properly play. So we're chilling still. Still early on in this 5-minute candle too. It could completely close the other way. See? It's trying. Five-minute candle's got 20 seconds left on it. Looks pretty juicy so far. It's a nice two-leg pullback on the 5-minute chart. It's a decent close. Box level doing work. See if it actually triggers the two-leg pullback on the 5-minute chart. We need to hit 28. 28 would be the actual trigger. Yeah, this playlist has some ups and downs for the music. Is the two-legged pullback gonna form? I'm sitting on the edge of my chair. I feel like the perfect situation. Oh, it did trigger there. I was gonna say the perfect situation would be for this market to form a two-legged pullback for short, which would be against the higher time frame, and then squeeze it out for a trap, which would play into this one working out long. This last candle triggered the trade technically though, if you were so inclined to trade off the 5-minute chart. The risk is 10 pointerinos though. So if we were looking for a 2-to-1 extension, 28 entry, 38 is only 1-to-1, and it's pretty big extension. $48 being 2-to-1, it's a ways away. But step one is to get back above 33.75 with a nice close above it. Would be much important. It's the second candle to actually break a low on this little uptrend. Now we have a two-leg pullback finally. Let's see if it squeezes it out. Definitely not the reaction so far. It doesn't really fit. Definitely not forming ideally for what we were expecting off of this, that's for sure. So if we break down below 45.1875, that will be a 2-leg pullback on the 5-minute chart, which triggered and then failed, which would be a pretty bearish sign unless we swept the lows and came right back up. But if we break underneath 1875 with any kind of conviction at all, it's not going to be looking good. That'd be a very bearish sign. As long as we stay above that line, that 1875, the 2-leg pullback could still happen, but it's already being sluggish for what could and should generally happen. So not the AAA follow through you'd look for, or I would look for. You'd be in heat almost the whole trade so far, which is generally a bad sign. If it fills you and then basically goes straight away against you, that's it's not good. Our liquidity box gave us a bounce for a retest, but so far that's it. No continuation. Yeah, we broke below it. So we triggered the 2-leg pullback and then extended below. That's not good. That is not good. Well, it changes my look quite a bit. Market's not as bullish as I was expecting. We got 15 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Let's see. I mean, it swept the lows, closed back up in. Still, though, it's not ideal. Not ideal. So we've done 3 pullbacks now. There hasn't been a single trade fired for me today. Yesterday there was like 4. Hasn't been a single one today. Wasn't even really close, to be honest. I mean, I guess here was close, but we never got the low sweep for a reversal entry. Never had a single 2-legged pullback. Never had a one-time push that gave a low 1 opportunity from a trap. Nothing. Yeah, I used to force trades a lot more. I don't seem to have any issue not doing that now, though. The replay trading is really, really helping. I mean, I say it every day, but I've done so many trades of the same 2 or 3 setups now that it's like I'm just getting a lot better at finding the good ones of that setup and, you know, getting a lot more patient with them and stuff too. It's good. Yeah, exactly. Stick to my strat, keep patience. You got her. Can't have a bunch of randomness in the trading or there's no consistency. Maybe we break through this supply line here. Took 3-leg pullback for a push up, but I don't know. Part of me is ready for this to fail. We'll see though. Unless they're accumulating over a longer period of time, but with that push up, I figured that we probably would have already went. Strange. Oh, we're getting through. We're trying. Ooh. We gonna reject? Are we gonna fail? Tease it like that? Man, these playlists are so random. Doesn't look the worst. It's trying. It's trying. I mean, it's holding now. We accumulated there a little bit and are pushing. There's our new high a day. Do we get stuck here though? We still have actually not successfully broke into yesterday's price action yet in this cash session. Don't believe. No, we have not. Need to get above that purple line. I would play a two-leg pullback if it ever formed, but we didn't even form the first leg yet. Like to see an attempt and then a check below the attempt and then a go. It hesitated on the breakout. But it didn't reject it completely. Big volume at 30. A lot more contracts traded right there specifically than anywhere around it. All right, we got our first attempt. Quick rejection of the first attempt. Not ideal. Not ideal. Doesn't really have the same presentation I was going for now unless it came all the way back up. But it's not really what it looks like it wants to do. No, absolutely not. No two-leg pullback option. Two bigger bear candles stepped in on a little bit larger volume than we had through this little hook here. So, I mean, we rejected the top again. This is kind of like a nice range. This could easily come all the way back down now. There's no reason for it to hesitate again, I don't think. It tried again to get above and basically failed the breakout. And we're coming back down quickly now. This should be the follow through you get off a failed breakout, so. Part of me is kind of preparing now for a continued move down. Potentially. If it continued to hold up here and gave a little liquidity check for the two-leg pullback and snap back, it would have been a perfect entry, but that was not the reaction that we were given at all. We're stalling here. See what develops here. We got a little flag two-leg pullback that developed here. Would be a decent short. Depends how it forms. There's the low one. Do we get a little bit more hesitation? That would be ideal. Now we need one more check above. Can we get it? Can we do it? Ooh, I don't think we're gonna do it. It might just go off a low one. Yep. Well, shit. There it is. Failed the top breakout. We're testing the opposite side now. Found some buys off of that, but even though it presented as a hammered candle, I'm not interested in participating. It's not the ideal spot for me. May give a small bounce, but we have like a 6-point risk, 5-point risk candle, almost 6 points. So we'd have to come all the way back up to the high of day to get 2 to 1. With what just happened, I just don't see it. Could be wrong. We're now successfully getting higher highs and lower lows, kind of like a little megaphone pattern up here. It's pretty greasy, really. Another sweep underneath. Well, I think I'm probably gonna walk away. There's not really anything that I can do. We've really started to create a megaphone too, which I'm not super keen about. Quite rangy. I think she's probably that time. It was close here. I was looking for that two-leg move. Never formed though. It was close. It was close. I'll watch this afternoon too. See if there's anything that forms, but it's probably gonna be my day right there, man. As far as review goes, wasn't really much to review for today. There was actually not a single trade opportunity that triggered for me. And that's okay. But yeah, not an actual signal. Not one time. There's no failed breakouts that gave me a rejection candle that I could play. There's no sweep to the low here for a reversal. There was no two-leg pullbacks. Yeah. Sometimes that's the way she be. But yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day, man. And I will see you bright and early in the morning again.